Hi everybody, I'm Bill from Car Reviews. I thought I'd do something a little different tonight. As you could see, I'm not with Justin and I'm not in the car. I thought I would give my thoughts on Jesus Christ Superstar Live. That was on last night, since yesterday was Easter. Okay, I must have done this video like 4 times at least. I did one last night which I was gonna upload today, but watching it and then I did some further research, I thought I wasn't really satisfied with what I put, so this is sort of a review. Most of my opinions from the initial video haven't changed. Some have. Actually, okay, a good chunk of what I put in have changed since I put in the initial video. Okay, so Jesus Christ Superstar, basically the musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. Which is basically about the last week of the life of Jesus Christ, from his arrival in Jerusalem to his crucifixion. And I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you. It talks about, you know, his ministry and when he gets betrayed by Judas, and of course the crucifixion. To be honest, I haven't seen the movie in full, nor have I ever seen the stage show, so I was kind of looking at this as its own thing. But then today I was watching some clips from last night, and I was watching some clips from the movie, from 2 movies, one that was made in 1973, of course the original, and one that was made in 2000. Not going to spend too much time on that one, but I'll just say it's very bizarre. Ugh, God, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, okay, let's talk about the cast. You had John Legend as Jesus, and John Legend's performance I thought was pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of his music, but I thought he was really good. I do like him as a musician. I think he's a pretty good singer. I wasn't a fan of the song All of Me, and I know that's controversial because I know a lot of people like that. You know, what I was saying about John Legend is that in my initial review, I kind of gave it like a flawless review. Like, I didn't think he was any less good than from the time when I rewatched a clip from last night and rewatched something from a movie. But there is a song called Gasoline. It's basically the song in the play when Jesus is going to accept his fate. When Jesus is going to accept his fate that he's going to get crucified. And it is a powerful, powerful scene. John Legend, though he did good in that song, I don't think he did as good as Ted Neely in the original, because I went back and watched that, and I thought Neely's performance just knocked it out of the park. While Legend's, I will admit, he does have range, and I even saw this throughout the show. Like, he can get really low and he can get really high. But, in the part, comparing him to, say, Ted Neely, I don't think the high notes really came as natural to Legend as Neely did. But, other than that, I think he did a fine job as Jesus. Like, even some of the parts, like, he can really put a lot of oomph in his voice and really make it sound dramatic, like in that song Gasoline. And the other songs I think he did well. Legend, again, I don't think he was as good as Ted Neely, but I did think he was pretty good. Next was Sarah Bareilles as Mary Magdalene. I really liked Sarah Bareilles. I thought her performance was really good, especially the song "Everything's Alright," which is, it's not really that complex of a song, but the way she delivers it is really good, and I think Sarah Bareilles has sort of like a lighter voice, but I think she can really carry the song, and I think she actually did a really good job at it, and it just made it really sound sincerely. And the solo, I forgot the name of the song, Know If I Love Him, she did put a good amount of emotion into it, and I thought she was pretty good, and she, you know, because, well, she does have theater chops herself. She's currently in a show on Broadway called Waitress, so I think that kind of helps with also her regular musical talent. Who I thought was even probably better than John Legend was Brandon Dixon, who played Aaron Burr in Hamilton, which I still haven't seen. Like, quick tangent, getting tickets for Game 7 of the World Series is easier than getting tickets for Hamilton. But anyway, he plays Aaron Burr in Hamilton. Brandon Dixon in this one played Judas. And I just thought he put so much into it. I thought his singing was amazing. He put his all into it. He put all his emotion in it. And I just thought he did a great job, especially the opening number, Heaven on Their Minds, and also throughout his interactions with Pontius Pilate and Caiaphas and, of course, Jesus. He can really carry the whole thing. Yeah, I think this should lead a quick note. This is a rock opera. Because for those who haven't seen Jesus Christ Superstar, there's like very little dialogue. It's mostly sung. It's not like something you'd see like Puccini or Verdi, but it's similar to that because, most of it's sung. Maybe like 5% of it's spoken, but it's mainly sung. Ben Daniels. Okay, this is something that I'm changing from my initial review. Ben Daniels, I thought, who played Pontius Pilate. Again, in my initial review, I said I thought he was too over the top, which there were times I thought he was over the top. When he really gets into the song and they sing when Jesus is on trial before Pontius Pilate, the way he just really gets into it, and just I didn't really feel like he was cartoony. I felt like it was more play-like. So there are times that he was more cartoon-like, but there were times he was more like serious-like. Like basically, you could say like from like the first time he's in there till the trial, he's basically cartoony. But I think it was one of the best performances watching, from. Okay, I haven't seen the movie in full, but I took a few numbers and I just compared all of them and watched them. I would actually put the trial from last night in a very close second to the one from the original. Actually, no, I would say this was better than the original. And I actually really enjoyed it, and I thought Pilate was a good villain. Okay, this was the one that another one that I changed from my initial review. Alice Cooper as King Herod. In my initial review, I was kind of critical of him, but then again, I watched it again and watched some other things, and you know what? In the original, I thought he was okay, but in my original review, I thought he was okay, but watching this again, I actually thought he was pretty good. I didn't think he was great, but I actually thought he was entertaining. Yeah, the song was a little too lighthearted for him, but I think he really delivered, and he put in a good performance. Like I said in my initial review, that should have got someone more comedic. But like I said, this was not really an Alice Cooper style song. It's called Herod's Song, when he finally meets Jesus for the first time, and he's basically taunting him. Yeah, I thought it was mainly just a comic relief song, but, you know, for a song that's really not in his style, Alice Cooper really delivered. And he really took what he got and really just chewed up the whole scene, and he did amazing. Now, compared to other adaptations, I actually, watching, like, the original, like, I could see, like, more of those actors were put in for a more comedic style song, but I think Alice Cooper actually did a good job. If you watch the one from the 70s, it has King Herod just on a ship and he's singing. If you watch the one from 2000, my God, it's like he's in a tuxedo. It's on like a Vegas show, and they have like girls dancing, and you could see. I think I can't give credit to the person who commented this because I forgot the person's name, but whoever commented this was funny. He's like he commented, Jesus is like sitting there thinking, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, here I thought Alice Cooper was the perfect balance of comedic, though I could think he could have worked on being comedic more, but he was also intimidating. So I thought that was good. Okay, stuff that kind of worked and kind of didn't. This is the 5th thing that NBC has been doing live musicals in the past 5 years, 4 or 5 years. Started with The Sound of Music, and then did Peter Pan, and The Wiz, and Hairspray. And then Fox went on to it and did Grease and Rocky Horror. Okay, like besides tonight, the only one that I really, besides last night, with Jesus Christ Superstar, the only one that I watched in somewhat full was Sound of Music. I watched like a little bit of Peter Pan. I haven't seen The Wiz or Hairspray. I thought Sound of Music was kind of eh. But anyway, with Jesus Christ Superstar, they don't treat it really like a play. It was more like a concert. Like, they did have some props, but I feel like this is a show that should have been done with more costume, and it should have been done with more... It should have been done with more costume, should have been done with more theatrics. Even though it did have some theatric effects, like with when Judas is going to kill himself, they just have him go through a small area of the theater and then he's gone. And then when Christ is crucified, they have him on John Legend on a cross, and it goes up to the air at the end. And I thought it was fantastic. I thought that was cool. But anyway, without the costumes, though, I think they're trying to go more in the direction of like Les Miserables concerts, like how they do like anniversary concerts, like for the 10th and the 15th and the 20th and the 25th and the 30th. How they don't really just do the play, they do just more of the songs. I think they were doing here for something that needs like costumes and sets. I don't think the performance was bad, but I think they could have just done the whole play. I think some musicals you can get away with stuff like that, like say Rent, because Rent takes place in like 1980s, late 80s, early 90s New York. So you can get away with just people wearing street clothes and all that. Here you can't really get away with it. I thought some of the costuming for like say John Legend, that he just wore like a jacket that was supposed to look like a robe that Jesus wore. I'm thinking, okay, that's a little lazy. But, you know, I don't know what was going through their mind. But, you know, how I like the makeup they put on Legend when they show that Christ is supposed to be beaten. And, like, you know, even during that scene, during the song, and when they're giving him the 39 lashes, you can actually feel it. And it was pretty good. Overall, like I said, the music I think is really good. I think Andrew Lloyd Webber, you all know who he is. In addition to this, he did Evita, Cats, and of course the Phantom of the Opera. Tim Rice, who worked with him on this, Evita, Joseph the Amazing Color Dreamcoat, and oh, that's about it. And Tim Rice also worked with Alan Menken in Aladdin and Elton John in The Lion King. So I really like Andrew Lloyd Webber. I really like Tim Rice. I would put them up there with Rodgers and Hammerstein as probably some of the greatest duos for show business, for musicals. Okay, and I just want to talk from like a perspective. This is sort of a religious story. It is, but it isn't. If you're like a really religious person and you want something that explains like what you see in the Bible, then I wouldn't say you should watch this. Maybe go watch like The Passion of the Christ or The Last Temptation of Christ or like Jesus of Nazareth. If you want to go watch, I'm not a Christian film critic. Like, I'm Catholic, but I'm not like I don't specialize in those type of films, but they talk about, it's like based on the Gospels very loosely. So if you want to go watch from a more religious perspective, then I would say watch like The Last Temptation of Christ or The Passion or Jesus of Nazareth. Like, yeah, those I would recommend if you want to watch it more from like a religious perspective. Here I just look at it as a piece of theater and a piece of art. Overall, like I said, aside my little gripes that I mentioned with the set and some with the performances, overall, I really enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. I really now want to go watch the whole movie. I want to listen to the soundtrack. If there's a production coming around where I am, I would really go spend money to go see it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I said, since this is only really this is only like the second NBC Live musicals that I watched. Like I said, the other one being Sound of Music, which I thought was but I was never really a big fan of that show anyway. This one, I really liked. Now, to rank it, scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to creep it up a little from when I was in my initial review. Gave it a 7.5 here. I think I'm going to give it an 8.5. I thought it was really good. A few gripes, but I enjoyed it. Maybe a 9. Between an 8 and a 9. But, yeah, 8.5. But I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I'm glad I watched it. No, I'm glad I saw it. And I would totally watch it again. Alright guys, I just thought I'd give you my thoughts on Jesus Christ Superstar Live. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, if there's any fans of the stage show or the movie out there, please like, comment, see if I got anything wrong. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Movie Hawks Production. Just keep out for new videos that me and Justin will put up. And have a good night. Bye.